Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for tuning in. I'm Tang StarCraft. Greetings from Canada. Today I'm going to be streaming a ZvT replay analysis looking at a game against Power Goat. And the theme of this game is going to be dealing with the 3-Racks Reaper, the really heavy Reaper aggression, dealing with it just a little bit better. And just kind of seeing the response that I'm currently doing, but also maybe how it can be done just a little bit more efficiently. I chose this game because this is one where I felt like I responded pretty well. I sniffed it out pretty quickly, defended it mostly with queens and lings. And it went well. Not as well as it always goes. This is a very, 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 very annoying strategy right now, especially on this map. As you can see, this was actually before they changed the gold on Prion. So yeah, there we see the 3 barracks going down. I've just gone for the hatch gas pool, or actually hatch pool gas this game. So I had planned to go something like 2 base Muta or +2 Roach-Ravager, something like that. But that's going to get a wrench thrown in it as soon as I catch wind of this. So the first Reaper moves out. Is my Overlord even going to see it coming? No, I don't think so. Now I'll know. But I mean, these Lings come out well in time for the first Reaper. It's really the second and third Reaper that tell me what I need to know. So let's see what path he takes. Okay. So he's going to go through the center, and that's going to let me know pretty early. So I think this is why I was able to defend well, largely because I saw this second Reaper so quickly. So this first Reaper comes on the creep, and I'm just trying to buy time for the queens to come out. I'm not really looking to trade with these Lings. And being very aware of the KD8 charge, and just running away from it, trying not to get hit by it. Yep. Slow down a bit. Pulling back the weakened Lings. My micro is normally never this good, so I'm kind of proud of myself right now that I'm actually keeping Lings alive. Because, man, I have some games where I build those 6 Lings, and I swear to God, every single one dies to the first Reaper, and I'm just like, oh, okay. I need to get better. But, so this is good. I know nice and early that he's going for this really heavy aggression, so with my queen, I can actually spread a tumor nice and quickly. I think that's probably the most important thing in the world when he's gone heavy Reapers, is just to connect the creep between the 2 bases yesterday. And continue queen production. So I'm going to poke with this initial queen, probably. Yeah, maybe could be pulling these Lings back a bit quicker. Staying on creep at least. Yeah, didn't need to take that KD8 charge. I don't know what this drone is doing. He just thinks he can help out with the fight. But yeah, get back to work, buddy. And just continuing queen production. And yes, here we go. So this first tumor is spread. Maybe could have been spread right at the edge. But this is going to allow me to move the queens and Lings freely between the 2 bases. Notice, still got a lot of time for speed. So, as you can see, already adding a spine in a safe spot. And hopefully I'm going to be able to creep to this spot and have that spine here. And then I'll probably even have another spine or 2 at the natural. We'll see. We'll see. So if we look at everyone cam, let's actually see where Terran is at right now. Because I'm just kind of curious where they are economically when they go for this build. So it looks like they're still able to fully saturate their main with 2 gas pretty early. So I guess I guess the way you would say it is the economy is about even in terms of worker count, but he doesn't have another base or any kind of tech. So that's interesting. Something to keep in mind is his transition. It's going to take him a long time to get something like a factory and a starport. So what you don't need to be doing is thinking like, a Banshee is going to be coming or a Liberator is going to be coming really quickly after Reaper pressure. No, it's probably going to be more likely really heavy like Marine Marauder or something, like something that uses these 3 barracks. You usually won't see fast tech as a transition. So with that in mind, I don't really need to like think I need quick lair or quick mutas. Really all I need right now is just queens, maybe roaches and speedlings and stuff to defend this. We'll see. Maybe could have saved that. So he's getting up to the 4 Reaper count. I still got a little while on speed. What I really want to do is just be saving energy with these queens and taking hits with the queen with the least energy, if possible. Because that one's not going to be able to transfuse itself, right? So this queen needs to be not being hit, ideally, so I can transfuse this queen. But really, no energy is being spent after connecting the bases. Not for a while. What I really want to do here is just keep this spine alive. I feel like the spine is the key to like the longevity of this style, because you get the queens out, you get the transfuse ability, and if he wants to trade with spines, like you can just transfuse it 3-4 times and like he loses 3-4 Reapers and it's great. So that's the kind of situation we're trying to set ourselves up for. Ah! Please transfuse, thank you. So like he really hasn't lost any Reapers or anything, and now he's getting I think 5, 6, 7. So he's starting to get to the, after these 3, 10, that really scary Reaper count where you can just throw down KD8 charges until the cows come home. I wish I could think of a better cliche phrase, but anyway. So he's going to continue to be aggressive, as you can see. There is no transition planned for him. And I think I should be having a spine built in the expansion too. But with this spine, that's going to help a lot in locking down this whole area. Like, can we even see the range of the spine? No, unfortunately not, but it is very large, and it's going to protect a wide area. So I think he's going to run down to the natural now, and that's why, like I said, I would have liked to have a spine started here earlier, so I could have a spine at the top here or here or something. One thing to keep in mind against this is, you know, this Overlord being down here is fine. This one here is great. This one, again, very important for high ground vision. But I think these guys could easily be something like here and here, just to, you know, track the movement of those Reapers moving around. Because there's no reason for me not to know exactly where they are. He's not going to have Marines or Vikings or anything across the map. But either way, I kind of got the sense he was going to come down here. Maybe those queens actually could have been positioned a bit further to the south so that they were hitting the Reapers earlier. Really just got to be very careful not to lose a queen. It's all about, you know, snowballing with the energy and really getting a lot to be able to transfuse a lot. Probably about now we could be seeing one tumor. And yes, this one is actually a very important tumor. It started here. Often it'll start here, but either way, its goal is to get to here for the spine to be at the top. So trying to just defend these ledges. These Lings are largely meant to posture and poke. Like, even losing the ones that I did there, I'm going to go back and take a look, but I don't think it was worth it. Maybe a bit of a mistake. How many Reapers does he have? 8? Yeah, so these Lings here, this is fine, like moving up, like maybe losing 1 or 2, but really you're just like moving towards him so he runs away, and then you're running away. Like, it's just allowing, not allowing him to have free time to just constantly be focusing down a queen or something. Like, the Lings really force him to pull back, and that gives you more time. So you don't want to lose all the Lings. So I think I chased there and I killed maybe 1 Reaper, that's fine, but I did lose a couple Lings, so I'll have to rebuild a few probably. Getting to a nice queen count, though. I usually go up to about 8. And actually getting the Evo Chamber in the lair now, and we should be seeing the Roach-Horn soon, too. So now, actually, we can go back into Terran Cam. We can see by about the 4.5 minute mark, now the transition is really coming into effect. So if I'm thinking about this, I could probably be sending in this Overlord about 4:30. And that's going to let me see, you know, how many barracks he has, what kind of tech, like has he got the factory or anything, and how many command centers. And that's actually really important information, because I'm going for the quick lair right now, and I don't really have any idea what he's doing. And knowing that he had 5 barracks, that would tell me a whole lot. That would tell me I need units. Ground units, like a ground force, pretty quickly. But right now, I think I'm content just to be droning. Yeah, getting the Roach-Horn, but mostly droning. Gonna add additional gas. Oh, let's go back and take a look at this. I think maybe I was looking away. Because I definitely lost a queen there and should not have. So how many do I have? 5? And 1 coming out. So total of 7, I think, will be out. So should be enough. 7's enough queens to deal with 10 Reapers easily. Okay, so here's what happens. He comes down, focuses this queen, throws all the KDAs, so he's really like throwing everything into bursting this queen. And I don't think... I was looking, so I easily could just T-click, like transfuse with, or can I? Yeah, this queen and this queen both have enough. Oh, so that queen should not have died. That was a miss micro. And that queen should not have died. That was a miss micro. That queen, thank goodness, was actually transfused. It should be pulled back now because it's the only one that actually has enough energy to transfuse. Run. Run! Okay, miss micro. So this all could have went better with just more queens. And even these Lings could have been helping out and forcing him to pull back a bit. Buying time to save energy and transfuse again. Remember, that snowball was just ruined actually by me. I was rolling that snowball for so long. I just forgot about it. However, I don't think he'll be able to do this, which is go up into this area. So that's why, again, this spine is so helpful, because as soon as it jumps up, these Reapers are getting hit like here. And he's not going to have any kind of high ground vision to see the spine crawler. So you actually get free damage, and if he actually commits to jumping up, like, you're probably killing 2 Reapers, 3 Reapers at least. And then if you transfuse it, that's just free damage. And that's why, yeah, this is happening again. That's why I would have liked to see at least a second spine at the natural. That would have made my life here a lot easier. And I could have droned a little safer. Comes in again. Please don't lose more queens. Transfuse! See why these Lings help so much? It's giving all these queens free hits. It's letting them bank up energy. If one was low, I'd be able to have that time to transfuse it. And, God, these Reapers are actually taking quite a lot of damage. Oh, Reaper kill. Transfuse! Yes, Reaper kill. Get the last one? No, but still awesome. Lots of damage to his count. And if we look at the income, like, we're actually at a really good spot. And our natural's now fully saturated. We're taking the additional gases. And our +1 is already getting pretty close. We could even have roach speed pretty soon. And notice, it's not roaches early to defend the Reapers. It's queens and spines to defend the Reapers so that you can drone. And then once you've droned to a significant count, then you're building the roaches. What you don't want to do is get in this spot where you're building a bunch of slow roaches that you can't move across the map with. You want to do it a little bit later when you have speed and an upgrade for them. +1. So now the Reapers are essentially completely shut down. Actually, if I spread a little more creep, I should be able to take my third. And here we go. Are we going to get... Yes. See that? That spine was hitting it before it even jumped. Like, that is so beautiful. Do this. Please, Zergs. And the really cool thing is this Overlord could be generating creep right now. And this spine crawler that was used could actually be spread down this ledge and all down, like, this side of the map. It's wicked. Powering just a few more drones. Want to get full saturation at the natural. And the main, actually. Like, going down to 12 in the main is fine for a little bit, but eventually want to get back up to 16, I think. And yeah, there we go, roach speed. And really should be seeing this third by now. I don't think there's any reason to delay it. And also, 2 points of error with this Overlord. A, either should have been sent in to scout as an Overlord before there was a big pile of Marines at like 4:30. 4:30 would have been a good time to scout with a naked Overlord. Or, at least by now, Overseer Scout, because it's going to reveal all of his infrastructure. And the fact that his factory is just now starting. Which means, yeah, he's going to have a big ground force, but he's not going to have any kind of medevacs for a long time. He's not going to be dropping me anywhere. All I have to do is take my third base and defend this area with, like, Roach-Ravager or Ling Baneling. I can tell it's going to be Roach-Ravager in this game. He's trying to find gaps, but Roach is ready to poke. Ooh, this is ill-advised, my friend Reapers. Actually, 2 somehow get in. If he gets a drone kill, I'm going to rage quit. Don't do it. I guess he was just trying to scout there, but he didn't really see much. Just that I was going roaches, and yeah, now, finally, getting this third. You know, I'm the kind of person, the kind of Zerg versus Terran player who takes a very late third, but I even notice in my own play I'm taking them just a little too late. So, you know, around the time 2-base saturation kicks in, I think is about the latest time you should be taking the third. But there's the +2. That's my favorite upgrade in the world against Terran. Ravagers get a lot of hits in because of their range. So if you have a big Roach count and a big Ravager count in the back, you actually trade really well with things like Marine Tank and Marine Marauder Medevac. Starting to use some of the gas on Ravagers. Don't want to go too low in the gas because I'm still pumping Roaches. And injects are finishing, so we should see lots of Roaches. Right? So here's the thing. In this game, I shouldn't be building many drones for the third. Like, I'll transfer a bunch from the main and maybe get a couple, but really I should just be gearing up for his push. The mistake that I made is I haven't really scouted to know for sure what he's doing, but I'm pretty sure he's going to push me. So I'm doing a good job of not over-droning this game. I'm pretty much just building up my Roach count. If we look at my income, like, a lot of Zergs are afraid to be at this stage, but I actually really like this economy. A fully saturated 2 bases. And then, yeah, big transfer to the third. This is maybe a couple seconds early, but still good. Overlord's building. Will we see any more drones, or will it be all Roaches? All Roaches. One gas at the third for a total of 5. I like 5 gas Roach-Ravager. I think it works fine. It's a little less Ravager focused, but it's also just a bigger army earlier. Right, because if you're building those extra drones for just the gas, it's just like a later Roach-Ravager, more Ravager focused. But yeah, just waiting for that +2, and that's probably going to be my cue to push across the map. Try to kill my opponent. Creep spread looking a little better, considering how many queens we had and how early we killed his Reapers. Maybe could have spread creep a bit further. This is what I'm talking about with this creep tumor that was up in the main. This is actually really valuable to have scouting all the way up here, because you'll see drops in all the right side of the map. So very, very useful. And then this side too, like eventually, yeah, I'm going to be expanding here, and maybe if a very late game happens, I'll be expanding here. So creeping all down this way is good. But the real avenue that I want is through the center. So if I could be critical, I'd say I should have been focusing a bit more and tried to have the creep to about here. That way reinforcements and pullbacks and all that kind of stuff are more efficient. Because this is the game-ending army. I don't often transition from this. This is how I try to win the game. I keep them off their third base, and try to just win. If I keep them off their third, I might transition. But if I don't, I don't let them have a third base. Like, I do not want Terran to have 8 barracks worth of production. I can't handle that shit. So this engagement is pretty much an A-move situation. However, it could be positioned better for a better starting engagement. Like, I would like to see, first of all, the Roaches be in the front, the Ravagers be in the back a bit more, and then spread out. So like some coming here, here, and here, like a big wide concave to begin with. Luckily, he hasn't spread his army the best either. But if he had, he'd have a big wide Terran concave against my narrow little group, and he would decimate me. So that's something I'm looking at and being a little worried about. And yeah, I'm going to pull back here. The positioning's not the greatest for me. He doesn't have a lot of medevacs, though. So his army's not going to have all that much longevity. Taking this trade, this is going a bit better, but again, look at all these Roaches that are in the back not attacking. These should be over to all these guys that are currently selected. Should be over here and just wrapping around, and even these ones maybe, wrapping around and getting a really cost-efficient trade so that these Ravagers in the back are just uncontested lobbing their fireballs. Going all Mario 3 on us. And that was actually a really nice trade. If we look at the supply, I've pulled ahead. Now, that's something you have to be cautious in looking at too much because I am on heavy Roach-Ravager. And actually, that timing was perfect for me because his upgrades weren't finished. But the next attack, they will. So that's always something I'm thinking about when I'm doing this Roach-Ravager timing is I'm on a timer. Theoretically, Terran is going to be getting bigger and bigger and stronger, so there is that sense of urgency to do damage quickly. So I'm going to pull back here. I am going to get a lot of Ravagers with the weakened Roaches, and then just continue Roach production. Eventually I'll probably take, the last gas. and the 4th base. Cool. And a few more drones just to continue that. But yeah, gonna get in here. I gotta do damage to this economy. I really do. And here we go. Thank you. Spreading out a little bit. Realizing, you know, the last Zoom engagement didn't go as well as it could. But making the adjustment, this is much better. You know, yeah, this is much better. But maybe even a couple of these roaches could be moving a bit further to the south so they can all attack. But in general, this went pretty well. Now the biles are going on the tanks. Yeah, even if you're just forcing the tanks to move, that's usually enough. So here, all the biles should just be going down essentially on the tanks. And maybe, hopefully, luckily, hitting some of the medevacs. He's doing a good job of dodging with the medevacs, but the tanks all died, so that's good. And he leaves the game, so that's kind of my approach to, I would say, efficiently dealing with early Ravager openings, is just trying to snowball with that queen energy early. And then eventually going roaches, but not having that be the first step. Like, I don't really try to be aggressive with slow roaches and like counter push right away, which was my initial strategy, which didn't really work that well. I'm finding that this really mid-game time is when you want to be killing the Terrans. So like getting up to +2 with the speed is when you want to be taking advantage of Terran. So I hope that helps, guys. Thank you for tuning in. I'm Tang StarCraft. Take it easy.